When you think of branding, what things come to mind? If you're like most people, it's probably like fonts, logos, colors, images, or graphics. And those things are extremely important in order to build a profitable brand. But the truth is, most coaches are not looking at the holistic view of being able to build out a profitable and impactful business. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the things that you need that most people won't talk about in order to build a brand that helps you to stand out as a highly sought after coach. The first step to stand out as a highly sought after coach and to build a profitable brand is to show up. The biggest mistake I find coaches making is they think that they can slap a post here and a meme here and a video here and a story or a reel here and there, and that people will just flock to them. But let's be honest, it's easy to get lost in the sea. It's easy to get lost in the noise because there's a lot going on online. And unless you're intentional about showing up, showing your face, showing who you are, talking about your brand, talking about your message, you're going to blend in instead of standing out. So to show up effectively, understand where your clients are and show up there. Do they love videos? Can you create an engaging YouTube? Do they love Instagram? How are you showing up on Instagram? And more importantly, no matter where you show up, make sure you're consistent with it. That's one of the best foundational tools to build a profitable brand. The second step that you need to really take into consideration is to understand who it is that you're supporting. It can be extremely confusing when you're trying to support everyone, not only for your audience, but for yourself as well. So I'll find coaches that'll say, well, I want to support women, but do you want to support married women or divorced women or college women or, middle-aged women or 9-to-5 women or stay-at-home women? Like, who is it that you're wanting to support? And the reason that this is important is because as you're showing up online, as I talked about in step number 1, you want to make sure that you're showing up with a very clear message, calling in the people and being able to relate to the people that you are desiring to work with. The third step is to share part of your journey. When people want to purchase from you, they are going to need to know you, like you, and trust you before they take that next step with you. And what I find to be an effective strategy at that is to not only showcase your highlight reels and to showcase all the fun things, but to also talk about your favorite pastimes or what you're doing behind the scenes or the part of your journey that got you to where you are. And the reason that this is extremely important is because people want connection. We lack genuine connection. And when people can find that, it releases a chemical in your brain called oxytocin. And when that chemical is released, you feel this instant state of like connection and trust. And this helps people to feel more connected with you, feel more drawn to you, and to be more likely to take that next step with you. The best way to effectively do this is to be authentically yourself. I'm going to be honest, when we get on Instagram or Facebook or any other social media site, it's like everyone's on there and they're so perfect and everything is so great. And then a lot of times we lose that genuineness of like, we're human too. And so for me, what I started to do is I started to show up on video when I was outside running and sweaty, but I had a great message. I started to post reels, even if I had something on my hair flipped or whatever it may be, because being authentically me, being human, let people see that there's a person behind this brand and behind this business. The truth is, when people buy from you, there's a million other options that they have of people that they can work with, but there's a reason that they're going to choose you. But if you never show yourself, how can they make that informed decision? When I was starting in the human design space, I remember I was featured on a website and there were multiple women featured on this website and I was so intimidated. And then all of a sudden I started getting all of these readings. And I remember asking one of the women, what made you choose me? I just couldn't believe it. And she said, well, you talked about your kids and you just seemed real. And that meant so much to me because here I was feeling like I needed to compete. But when you're authentic, no one gets to compete with you. There is no one else like you. And that is why you become your greatest asset. So embrace that authenticity, but more importantly, bring it online so that you can really create a standout brand. And the last tip that I have for you is to create a polished image online. Now, you just heard me say that I get on there and I'm like sweaty and things like that. There's going to be times where I take selfies, or there's going to be times where I'm out running, or if I do a story post, I might like not look the greatest. I might have just woken up out of bed, or I might be in bed. But the truth is that shows me behind the brand. My overall brand image still has certain colors that are consistent, still has consistent font, still has very similar graphics. And the reason that this is important is this is like marketing tactic 101. When you see a red circle with a little red dot in it, you know it's Target from a mile away. And so when you create a polished image online, people will also know your brand for what it is a mile away. And part of that, in addition to your font, to your graphics, and to your design and your colors, you also want to make sure that you have an authentic voice that is consistent and aligned with your brand as well. And this helps people to come to you and to know you as the go-to expert. So what I would love to hear from you now is I would love to know in the comments below, what things are you doing well for your brand right now? We got to give credit where credit is due. And also, what things could you shift or change that you think could really help to expand your brand? You're learning a lot of strategies, but the best thing to do with it is to actually start living it out and applying it. If you're looking for more tools, strategies, and support on this coaching journey, I have just the thing for you. If you use the link below, you can get access to my totally free masterclass called 6 Steps to Standing Out as a Highly Sought After Coach. Use that link below and you are going to be given the tools that help you to build a profitable and impactful business. And trust me when I say this training is truly unparalleled. So use that link below and I look forward to seeing you there.